Well, here we go again.
Now before we try and start this, I should mention that this video is sponsored by Squarespace. Here we go. First try. This has got a really nice dash, but it seems somebody's left the Christmas lights on. Look how every light possible is on. Wow. Well, it would seem as though it's happened again. Another crash damaged car. And it seems like this one's got a little story for itself as well. I've bought myself a Volkswagen Golf R MK7.5. And here we go, another exciting project, a Golf R 2018, and I know what you're thinking. Matt, did you not learn anything from buying that crash damaged C63 where you got absolutely stung and lost a load of money? Well, I actually feel like I learned a lot from buying that crash damaged C63, and you're going to find exactly what happened to that towards the end of the video. But this Golf R, you'll be pleased to know, I actually went to see it before I bought it this time. Now, if you have absolutely no idea what I'm going on about, I suggest one, you click that subscribe button, and two, you click in the top right hand corner to watch exactly what went on with me and that C63. But for now, let's talk about this Golf R that I've just bought. So this is a 2018, which means it's the MK7.5. So it actually has a facelift, which means it's got different headlights like this and the facelift front bumper with the grille and everything like that. But obviously that's non-existent. It's black. It comes standard with 18-inch Golf R alloys, one of which has seen better days. Has a 2-litre engine with 310 bhp, if I'm right. 4-wheel drive. The 7.5 has a full digital display, which is cool. My one has only done 22,000 miles. It's a 2018, which I've probably already said. And it's been in a front end accident. Quite obvious. So before we get on to the price and the whole story and everything about this Golf R, I'd like to say a massive thank you, one, to all of you guys for sticking with me and subscribing and watching me build all of these cars, your advice, your criticism, and all your comments. I read them all. And number two, to Squarespace, who have sponsored this video. So if you don't know who Squarespace are by now, not only are they massive fans of the channel, they do everything from websites to online stores to marketing tools and analytics. Squarespace is the all-in-one platform to build and run your business. If you've got a business, sooner or later you're going to need a website, and a good one. It doesn't matter whether you're a beginner or expert at that sort of stuff. With Squarespace, it's really easy and simple to create your website for your business. Check this out. So starting a website is made so simple because they've got loads of templates to choose from. I'll start with this one. Once you've got your template, you can then quickly edit and change what your website looks like just by dragging and dropping new photos on there and your own logos on there. Before you know it, you've got a professional looking site like this. So when you need a website, remember this video and go to squarespace.com or just click the link in the description box below. Use code Matt Armstrong and you're going to get yourself 10% off your first website or domain name. A huge thank you to Squarespace for continuing the support for the channel and allowing me to create content like this for all of you guys. Now, like most of the crash damaged cars I buy, they've got a story. Now, this is what I think has happened to this Golf. So this is actually an unregistered crash, so there's actually no category on the car. It's only done 22,000 miles, and as I've said before, it's a 2018, so it's not a bad little steal here. So from what I'm told, it's actually originated from a lease company. This was actually a lease car, and it's only made it 22,000 miles before having a big accident. Now, I have absolutely no idea what it's crashed into, but as you can see, it is smashed in the crash bar. So I can only think it was a post or a tree or something along those lines. Now again, I know what you're thinking. Oh no, mate, you've bought another one with really bad frame damage which has been covered up. Well, no, I haven't. Well, I hope I haven't. This time, I actually went to look at the car before I bought it. Even though the crash bar has bent dramatically, this leg looks in all good order, and The suspension to me looks pretty straight. I even removed this arch line in here to check the leg to see if there was any damage. As obviously we found on the C63, it was all covered up and there was bad damage on it that we didn't know about. But other than this sort of smash here, it does look okay. Now there's no coolant in it at all, and I suspect that obviously the radiators took a massive whack, it's dropped all the coolant out, but the engine does run and it does drive, so at least I know there's no dramatic issues like the head gasket's gone or anything like that, like it's overheated because it's had no coolant in it. When you actually start it, it runs fine and I can't see any smoke, and the oil cap looks all okay, so fingers crossed about that. Now moving on to the interior, this is where things get a little disgusting. Well, it is far from clean in here. I can see one, they were a massive fan of Haribo, and two, all the airbags are deployed. So in the back, we can see obviously the curtain airbag has gone off all the way there. We've got bits of the bumper in the car, which is kind of good news, which means it's not been passed around too much and they've got rid of the bumper. In the back, I've not actually looked too far into this. That's probably part of the airbag. It's absolutely disgusting. There's bottles everywhere. Steering wheel airbag is gone, knee airbag's gone, curtain airbag on the driver's side's gone, passenger airbag has gone, the whole dash needs doing, and then we have the mold on the passenger seat, which is just absolutely disgusting, along with the Coke cans, the mud, and all other sorts of diseases and horribleness in here. There is buttons missing and little bits of trim and stuff missing here and there. But the good news is all of that can be repaired and cleaned and brought back to how it should be. But this is where things don't quite add up in my story. Now this car obviously is unregistered, so the insurance have not categorised it. It's not even been through the insurance. I suspect the insurance probably would have wrote this off as a category S, as uneconomical to repair, but being that it's low mileage and it's quite new, they may have repaired it, but this is where it doesn't really add up. So you see all of this along here. This is actually what the police use to find fingerprints, if I'm right. I'm pretty sure I've seen this before on cars. So all this dust here, it is all along this side as well. And they actually use that to sprinkle it on and then to find fingerprints. So here's my take on the whole thing. This Golf R was stolen, which is fairly common for Golf Rs, let's face it. Whoever stole it, one, you shouldn't be stealing things, but two, they ran out of talent and they crashed it. They then abandoned the car and then the police find it. The police obviously contact the owner, which would be the lease company, if I'm right. It gets recovered back to the police yard, they strip it for fingerprints, can't find anything, and later release it back to the lease company. And then the lease company put it up for auction to gather a bit of their money back. Now I don't know the full ins and outs of the categories or anything like that. I try and be completely as transparent as possible. But when I fix this, repair it and modify it, I've got a funny feeling that I might be getting pulled over every 5 minutes because it's probably was registered as stolen. I don't know. Now the good news is it actually starts and runs. I can't run it for long, there's no coolant in it, but it means I can drive it into my unit and we can start stripping everything down and seeing what exactly we need to repair this. So before we get the Golf in the unit, I do think it's really cool to have loads of different varieties of cars on my channel. Like the R8 is pretty much finished now. You're going to find exactly what's going on with that in the next video. But for now, let's get the Golf inside the unit. Oh, it absolutely stinks in there. So, shameless plug of a Kevin air freshener. That'll help. Hey Kevin. Fixed. So the headlights have got smashers in, but they actually do work. I'm wondering whether I can buy the lenses because headlights are quite expensive as a unit. So if I could buy the lenses, split these open and put them on. The radiator pack is completely shot, but I have managed to find a radiator pack just here. I've also got an airbag kit with the full dashboard as well. Now you would think this being a Golf R and being loads of them on the road, you'd think it'd be easy to find parts for. Well, because it's a 7.5, it's actually really difficult to find the right parts for it. So if you've got one, let me know. I'm excited to get going on this project and make it into literally something amazing. I know that these can be very, very quick. So really this Golf R doesn't seem that bad to repair. Obviously the dashboard is going to be quite long, and I've never actually done a dashboard replacement, so that's going to be interesting. But I'm hoping this will be a lot easier than the C63. And speaking of the C63, what exactly has happened with it? So the C63, which, well and truly, if you've not seen the video, I got ripped off on, has gone. And actually, strangely enough, the people I bought the Golf R off actually bought the C63. So you could say it was a part exchange. I'm not sure what their plans are for the C63, but I've still got their contact details, so it may be possible to have updates on how they're doing and what's going on in the future videos. As for the costs of this and what I sold the C63 for, yes, I made a huge loss, but we'll speak about that in a future video. Yes, I had other options where I could have reshelled the car or stripped the car down to rebuild another one, but I've got to think what's going to be most entertaining for my channel and what's going to be quicker for me to get content out, and this opportunity came up and I couldn't say no. But losses like this do happen when buying cars like these, and hopefully we've learnt from it, and hopefully this Golf R will turn into a big win when we start repairing it. So I'm going to get cracking on this. I hope you guys have enjoyed this video, and I hope you're looking forward to the Golf R project as much as I am. Smash the subscribe button, hit the thumbs up button, and we'll see you in the next video. Peace out.